Have you ever wondered what people are thinking? Their body language often tells a lot more than their words. Welcome to the fascinating world of nonverbal communication, where silence speaks volumes and subtleties are as loud as a shout. What if I told you that every day in every conversation there's a hidden dialogue taking place, one that is often more truthful than the spoken word? This is the power of body language, a silent orchestra of gestures, postures, and expressions that reveal our innermost thoughts and emotions. In our daily interactions, whether it's a casual meetup with friends, a professional meeting, or a nerve-wracking first date, body language plays a pivotal role. It's a universal language transcending cultural barriers and linguistic differences, offering us a window into the minds of others. You see, when words are filtered through the conscious mind, they can be manipulated or masked. But body language, on the other hand, is often instinctual and subconscious. It's the raw, unedited version of our thoughts. It's like a mirror, reflecting our emotions in real time. Imagine being able to understand what's not being said, to decipher the hidden messages, to read between the lines. This is the art of reading body language, a skill that is invaluable in all walks of life. It can help you build better relationships, excel in your career, and navigate social situations with ease. But as with any language, body language too has its own alphabet and grammar, its own set of rules and nuances. It's a complex dance of signals and cues that we are often oblivious to. Yet, once you start paying attention, you'll see it everywhere. A furrowed brow, a crossed arm, a fleeting glance. Each gesture, each posture, each expression is a word in the silent language of the body. So, are you ready to become fluent in this unspoken dialect? To delve into the depths of nonverbal communication and unravel the mysteries it contains? Because once you master the art of reading body language, you hold the key to understanding people on a much deeper level. So let's dive deep into the world of body language and discover the secrets it holds. The face is the mirror of the mind, and eyes without speaking confess the secrets of the heart. Have you ever wondered how much a simple facial expression can communicate? It can tell a story of joy, sorrow, rage, shock, terror, or revulsion, without uttering a single word. Yes, facial expressions are the silent yet profound language of emotions. Let's start with happiness. A genuine smile can light up a room, right? Well, it's the crinkling of the eyes, the upward curve of the lips, and the exposure of teeth that signals true joy. Now, when it comes to sadness, it's a whole different ballgame. The eyes become glassy, perhaps filled with tears. The corners of the mouth may turn downward and there's a general drooping of the facial muscles. Then there's anger. You'll notice the eyebrows coming together, the nostrils flaring, and the lips pressed into a thin line. This is a universal signal that says, back off. Surprise, on the other hand, is usually short-lived and may quickly morph into another emotion. Here, the eyes widen, the eyebrows shoot up, and the mouth drops open. Fear and disgust, while different emotions, share some facial cues. In fear, the eyes open wide, the eyebrows lift, and the mouth may stretch horizontally. Disgust, however, is often shown by a wrinkled nose, narrowed eyes, and a downward pull of the mouth. But remember, reading these expressions isn't always as straightforward as it seems. You see, humans are complex creatures, and our faces can often display a cocktail of emotions. It's these subtle nuances that add layers to our understanding of facial expressions. So how can we read these accurately? Well, it's all about keen observation and practice. Pay close attention to the changes in facial muscles, the twinkle or the dullness in the eyes, the twitch of a lip or the furrow of a brow. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns and cues that will help you decode what's really going on behind those expressions. Remember, the key to understanding facial expressions lies in keen observation and practice. The way we stand, sit, or move speaks volumes about our state of mind. Welcome to the world of postures and gestures, an integral part of body language that can offer insightful cues about a person's thoughts and feelings. Let's start with postures. A straight, open posture, for instance, can reflect confidence and openness. This person is probably comfortable in their environment and open to conversation. On the contrary, a closed posture, such as slumping or hunching, may indicate insecurity or discomfort. This could be a sign of someone feeling nervous or apprehensive. Now let's move on to gestures. They can be quite revealing too, if you know what to look for. Take crossed arms, for example. This is often seen as a defensive posture, a shield, if you will, that a person uses when they feel threatened or uncomfortable. However, it can also be a sign of someone simply feeling cold, so context is crucial here. Fidgeting, such as tapping fingers or feet, can often indicate restlessness, boredom, or nervousness. It's a physical manifestation of internal turmoil or impatience. Pointing, on the other hand, can be seen as a dominant or aggressive gesture. It's the equivalent of saying, "Listen to me, I'm in charge here." Then there's the shrug, a universal gesture signifying indifference or uncertainty. It's like a non-verbal, "I don't know" or "I don't care." But be careful not to jump to conclusions. Sometimes a shrug is just a shrug, devoid of any deeper meaning. It's important to remember that while these interpretations are generally accepted, they're not absolute. Cultural differences, personal habits, and context can all influence the meaning behind a posture or gesture. The key is to observe and understand the whole picture, not just isolated movements. Understanding postures and gestures can provide a wealth of information about a person's thoughts and feelings, so keep your eyes open and your mind sharp. You'll be amazed at what you might discover. Eyes are often called the windows to the soul for a good reason. They carry an incredible amount of information and are a powerful tool in nonverbal communication. Let's take a closer look at the language of the eyes. Eye contact is a fundamental aspect of human interaction. It shows that we are engaged, interested, and attentive. It helps us connect with others on a deeper level. When someone maintains eye contact, it can indicate honesty, confidence, and a sense of ease. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact might suggest discomfort, deceit, or social anxiety. However, bear in mind that cultural differences can greatly influence eye contact norms. In some cultures, direct eye contact can be seen as disrespectful or aggressive. Now, have you ever noticed someone's pupils dilating during a conversation? This is not just a trick of the light. Pupil dilation can be an involuntary response to excitement, interest, or attraction. It's as if the eyes are saying, "I like what I see." Conversely, constricted pupils might indicate discomfort or disinterest. Rapid blinking is another telltale sign to watch out for. It's often associated with stress, discomfort, or the brain working overtime to process information. However, just like with other signals, it's important not to jump to conclusions. Sometimes, rapid blinking could simply be due to a speck of dust in the eye or dry eyes. Lastly, let's touch on micro-expressions. These are fleeting, involuntary facial expressions that occur in a fraction of a second. They are often a response to emotional stimuli. In the context of the eyes, a micro-expression could be a quick darting of the eyes or a subtle squint. These tiny movements can reveal a lot about a person's true feelings and thoughts. Paying attention to a person's eyes can often reveal their unspoken thoughts. So, next time you're in conversation, remember to look beyond the words. Listen with your eyes as well as your ears. The eyes, after all, can speak volumes without uttering a single word. Now that we have all this knowledge about body language, how do we use it effectively? That's the question we're tackling in this segment. Well, the first step is to understand the importance of context. You see, body language isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It's highly dependent on the situation, the person, and the culture. Let's paint a picture. Someone crossing their arms could mean they're closed off or defensive, right? But what if it's chilly outside? Or what if that's just their comfortable resting position? You see, context matters. So, always take a holistic view, considering the environment and circumstances before coming to a conclusion. Now let's talk about observation and practice. Reading body language is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice to get good at it. Start by observing people around you, your friends, family, colleagues. Notice the subtle shifts in their expressions, their posture, their gestures. The more you observe, the more patterns you'll start to see. But here's the key: while observing, strive to remain neutral and open. It's easy to let our biases and preconceived notions color our interpretations. But to read body language accurately, we must set aside these biases. Be a blank canvas, ready to absorb the information without judgment or preconception. Also, remember that people are complex and multifaceted. Body language is just one piece of the puzzle. It should be used in conjunction with other forms of communication, words, tone of voice, and so on. It's not about catching people out or making snap judgments. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of others to improve our interactions and relationships. So as you venture into this fascinating world of nonverbal communication, keep these points in mind. Practice regularly, stay open-minded, consider the context, and above all, be patient with yourself. It's a learning process after all. Remember, the goal is not to judge, but to understand and communicate more effectively. Happy reading.